Hello and welcome. In this video, we will create a number guessing program as an exercise. Alright, let me run the program and show you how it should work. When I run this program, it has to display this message and it has to ask me to enter a number between 1 and 100. Okay, I will enter 50, and when I hit enter, it has to check if the first guess 50 is higher than or lower than the secret number. What is this secret number? It is a random number generated and stored in a variable. Okay, so now it is saying that 50 is lower than the secret number. And after saying this, it has to once again ask for the number, my second guess. Okay, since 50 is lower than the secret number, I will enter 70. 70 is lower than the secret number, I will enter 80. 80 is lower than the secret number, I will enter 90. And now it says 90 is higher than the secret number, meaning the secret number is between 80 and 90. So I will enter 85. 85 is lower than the secret number, meaning the number is between 85 and 90. I will enter 87, and when I do that, it says 87 is correct. This is when the guessed number matched with the secret number. Okay, and after that it has to say how many guesses I took before guessing the correct number. Alright, so this is what we want to achieve. Alright, so let us start writing the program. Alright, to generate random numbers, we will use the randint function from the random module. Okay, so I will import random module and I will use the random modules randint function. Okay, so this function takes two arguments. One is the starting number and another is the ending number. Okay, so what this function does is it generates a random number between 1 and 100. Okay, so let me have this in the print statement, and now let me run this. When I run this, I get 31. When I run it once again, I get 74. When I run it once again, I get 80. So each time I click on the run button, a random number between 1 and 100 will be printed out. Okay, so I will change this to 10, and now when I run this, I get 3. I will hit run and I get 9, and so on. Alright, we have one more function by the name random. Okay, random of random module, which generates decimal values or floating point numbers, and this function doesn't need any arguments. Okay, when I hit run, it gives me a random number, decimal number between 0 and 1. Okay, so I will hit run and it gives me a different number. I'll hit run and it gives me a different number, and so on. Okay, but then we will not be using this. We will use the randint function. Alright, now let us start with the program. A user has to guess a number between a certain range, right? So let us define this range now. I will say start is equal to 1, and then I will say end is equal to 100. So our range will be between 1 and 100. Okay, and here I will have a variable by the name number, and I will store a random number in it. Okay, now for the range I will say start and end. Okay, start is 1, end is 100, so 1 and 100. All right, next we will use a while loop. While true the boolean value, meaning until the user guesses the wrong number, we will have to continue the while loop. We will only break from the while loop when they get the right number. All right, so here I will say guess equal to int input, and inside brackets I will say enter a number between start and end. Okay, and I will make this an f string. All right, I will close this, and I will now check if guess is less than number. Which number? This number. If the guessed number by the user is less than our hidden or secret number. All right, and if this is true, then we will print, I will have an f string here, guess is lower than the secret number. Okay, and now I will copy this and I will paste it here and change this to elif, and here I will have greater than symbol. If the guessed number is greater than the random number, then we will display higher. Okay, the guessed number is higher than the secret number. And finally we will have else block, and here we will say guess is correct. All right, if the guessed number is not lower than the random number, if the guessed number is not higher than the random number, then the guessed number will be equal to the number, meaning it will be the correct number. And so we have this statement in the else block. Okay, and if the guessed number is right, what should happen? The program should break, right? So let us run this and check. It says enter a number between 1 and 100. So let me have a colon here and a space. Okay, let me run this once again. Now I will enter 6, and it says 6 is lower than the secret number. So now I will enter 50. 50 is higher. Let me enter 30. 30 is higher. Let me enter 20. 20 is higher than the secret number. Let me enter 15. 15 is higher. 10. 10 is lower. So our number is between 10 and 15. Let me enter 13. 13 is lower. So it must be 14. So 14 is correct. All right. Now the program is working fine, but it is not telling us how many guesses we took. We want to tell the user how many guesses they took to guess the correct number. All right, so let us implement that now. So here I will have one more variable by the name guesses, and I will set the value to 0. Okay, initially the guesses value will be 0, and every time the user guesses, we will increment the value of guesses by 1. So I will say guesses plus 1. Okay, and after the while loop breaks, we will print you took guesses all right. Let me run this now. It asks me to enter a number. I will enter 50. 50 is lower than the secret number. I will enter 60. 60 is lower. 70. 70 is lower. 80. 80 is higher, meaning the number is between 70 and 80. I will enter 75. 75 is higher, so the number is between 70 and 75. I will enter 72. 72 is lower. 73, 74, and 74 is correct. You took 8 guesses. So it displays how many guesses I took at the end. So this is working fine. Alright. Yes. So this is our number guessing program. Alright.